So I obviously growing up in Montreux, you knew about the festival, but
Yeah.
why there? You could have done anything. Like, so what attracted you to even want to be part of that industry? Did you grow up in a musical household? Were you a musician yourself?
My family actually are much more linked to visual art, so I traveled a lot when I was a child, mainly in North Africa, just to see all the painting of the first men who drew themselves or the animals around them. And that's why I think it's very interesting always to think that every human wants to leave a kind of print of their way of being on Earth.
Just going back to Montreux, had you attended the festival as a child, or was it something that you just got curious about mostly because of the cultural impact that it was having?
As Montreux is so small, and as it is the only event that you have, everybody is attending the festival anyway. What you have to know is, of course, as it is a small town by the lake, you have one casino, so a kind of turn-of-the-century Kursaal, which broke and burned during the Frank Zappa concert.
How many of you know the story that Smoke on the Water was composed because of? Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Two. Not bad.
What is interesting, actually, Frank Zappa
So
was
Frank
given...
Zappa concert at the Montreux Jazz Festival.
Exactly, but because actually we had a very good recording studio at that time, Deep Purple were there just to record their album, and they saw all that smoke on the water. That's why they played that hit.
So for anybody who plays the guitar who picked it up because they heard that riff, like me, I guess we all owe it back to Claude Nobs and Montreux. I'm just curious, so what is the role of an artistic director in the festival?
I think that it is perhaps a term which is a little pretentious in comparison to what I can do. We are in a situation where we have to make things happen on a financial point of view. So that means that we have always to count the risk on ourselves. We are a small team of less than 10 people deciding for the festival.
So you're 10 people and you get how many people attend the festival?
250,000 people for two weeks.
And how many artists?
Oh, something about 20,000 artists.
Since the beginning, yeah.
No, on one edition. Because you have so many groups at the same time.
Oh my God.
We have 20 stages.
Wow, 20,000 artists.
Yeah, 20,000 artists and 250,000 visitors.
Another thing that I love about the story of Montreux is that you became unwitting pioneers of the fact that you were one of the festivals to record, and you guys were always very strict. You play Montreux, we record you.
All the concerts were filmed since that time, so filmed and recorded in such a quality that very quickly, already in 70, so 3 years after, people were asking us if they could come to give a concert to have the famous footage. Because obviously it was very difficult and very expensive to get a video studio or an audio studio to record and film.
If you have 22,000 artists a year and you've been around for 50 years, you can do the math of how many different people have played at Montreux, over 1 million. There's only one artist. I think this guy's more than 1 in a million, right? He's probably 1 in 6 billion. Bob Dylan, who's refused to to be recorded. Yeah. What's the story behind that?
Well, he came many times, but he never accepted that. So we don't have any 1 hour of Dylan concert.
Wow, that's incredible.
But we have a full concert of Marvin Gaye. And Marvin Gaye, who said no to anyone. So the only possibility to see Marvin Gaye is the Montreux concert.
Wow.
So it goes both ways.
So Claude passed away 4 years ago, was it?
3 years ago.
3 years ago. How was it for you working so closely with the founder of the festival? I mean, is there something that he said or a situation that you were involved that has really stuck with you?
Claude Nobs was someone who wanted to laugh, and he was a very outstanding person. And for him, it was always the fact that we learn by our mistake. And it's so important to make mistake, because if you don't do any mistake, you would never know how not to make any. And also to control everything. He was always saying that it's good to say or to decide how things should be done, but obviously you cannot be sure unless you do it yourself, so you have to control. But I think that the fact that just to say that you're allowed to make mistake and you should even make mistake is something very precious.